Altruistic Benefit Cup is happening on December the 3rd at Marvin Lee Stadium. All the information is there on your screen. And one of the things that definitely has struck me is saving lives is as easy as ABC. And joining us in studio to have a conversation about this and probably a bit more is none other than Ian Haywood Jr., chairman of A-Class Group of Companies and no stranger to the Now Morning Show. Good morning, Ian, and welcome.
Good morning, good morning. Nice to be here as usual.
It's a pleasure to have you back with us, and a different capacity as well.
Yes, yes.
This is so exciting.
It is.
I saw this advertised first, and a lot of people were saying this is an all-star celebrity match.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a celebrity match between local celebrities or personalities and media personalities from a number of different, probably 5 to 15 different networks, all the TV stations, a number of radio stations. And the concept is really to raise awareness to men's health. And this year we're focusing on prostate awareness. How do men go and get tested? It is taboo in our Caribbean region.
Of course.
The reality is we are number 6 in the world for the highest death rate, and in the top 10 there are 7 Caribbean countries. So it really speaks to our culture of the Caribbean man taking too long to find out if something is wrong. We kind of find out when it's hurting, and once it's hurting, we are a little too far down the line. So what we really want to do is to let men know it's okay to go and get checked. It's okay to be evaluated. It's okay to know, so that we can encourage lower death rate in the Trinidad and the Caribbean by extension.
Definitely for a good cause.
Yeah,
and you know,
definitely.
you spoke to something that we talk about a lot. There is a stigma attached to it, whether it goes from, you know, masculinity to health in general, because the last thing a man wants to say is, well, you know, this is it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So it's great to see that teams are coming together. Do we get to hear who are on these teams, or do we have to come to find out?
The list is expansive, so you have to follow A-Class events, but the captain of the media team would be JW. The captain of the football, of the celebrity team will be Stern John, who is a national footballer. We have a couple of different celebrities there. You have J. Hugh Gordon, former athlete. You have Minister Foster Cummings coming and take a little run. Dean Atkins from Tribe. So it's a variety of prominent leading men in the country, in sport, in music. You have Kitch, Zan, College Boy Jesse. So you have a number of different persons in different spheres. Fuad Abubakar and in politics and that stuff as well. Against all the media personalities. It's really a combination of local men standing for a strong positive cause, and of course bragging rights. The bragging rights is big online right now.
I was about to say that's probably one of the biggest catches of all, the bragging rights. Now, this event is more than just a match. I know there are also going to be some booths. Can you share a bit about that with us?
So there would be a health emphasis at the start from 4 to 6 p.m. And they would also have like a little kids zone, because children enter the compound free in Center of Excellence. So they'll have bouncy castles, some face paint, and some other stuff like that as well. And post-match, there would be a little mix and mingle, because a number of the persons who are playing are also artists as well. So we'll have a number of artists featured, DJ playing a nice little mix and mingle. It's an unusual set, because normally if you go to a concert or to a fete, you wouldn't have access to be able to be so close to some of these persons. But in this environment, it's really about selflessness, which is what altruistic means. So in this environment, you have a closer touch to some of your favorite faces, some of your favorite persons who will be right there in the mix and mingle after the game, after the change and cool off. Just encourage each other, to encourage the young ones, to encourage the dads, and there will be we have some females playing as well, to encourage your husbands and your sons and your dads as well, to just take care of your health.
A beautiful community event taking place. It's on December the 3rd, right?
That's correct.
Is there a fee to enter? I know you said children are free.
Yeah, so children are free, $50 are the normal tickets. The tickets can be purchased at Ecliff Eli. You can purchase at King's Lounge, which has a number of locations as well. And at 252, which is the lounge at Center of Excellence, and online at tovertickets.com.
Now, is this the first one?
No, this is actually the third, but it's the first one in a long while.
Okay.
So the first couple of years would have been a couple of years ago, and it would have been, the first one would have been raising awareness for children living with HIV and mothers living with HIV. So mothers to mothers would have been the focus. How do mothers who live with HIV take care of children or bring up newborn babies the right way without infecting them? And then children living with cancer, we'd have done the Children's Life Fund and those different things, JB Foundation as well. But we have pivoted now to create a space, because of the amount of men in this space, to create a space for aggressively speaking towards men's health and aggressively bringing it to the front to make it comfortable. It's okay. It's not taboo, because we give each other a lot of talk.
Of course.
How you limping like that, get tested, that kind of energy. And that's cool, because that's what we do. But it's also okay to know behind that the real issue is knowing our health, knowing our status, and giving our children an opportunity to see us a little longer.
That is it. You see what you just said there is something that is critical, and many times, again, as you mentioned, ipikong, you know, it's something that we accept.
Correct.
And many times it becomes so ingrained in us
That's
that we don't even realize. But having your children around to be able to see you get a little bit older, for you to see your children grow up and have their own families, this is such an important conversation. So hats off to you, the entire team, for getting this done. I love the fact that it's something with a difference as well. So what time do the gates open? Because if I'm not mistaken, you have some time before the gates open to the match, right?
That's correct. So the gates open at 3, and from 4 p.m. they would have all the activities starting where you can get information about health. There will be different booths there, Lion Center, different nutritionists that will be there as well. And between that 4 and 6 period, you'll have some things to purchase, some cotton candy and all those things for the kids. And then the game will kick off at 6. But of course, naturally, you'll have the players on the field warming up and stuff before the rhythm section. So it's really a nice, warm environment to start the conversation, because the conversation, we intend for it to not just be leading up to the match, but now an annual, consistent conversation, so that we could eventually see the numbers shift.
I feel like we need to keep you a little longer, because we started off with this is the match is happening, you need to come out. Now we know there's a rhythm section.
Yes,
we're hearing that Lions is going to be there.
Yeah.
And a bit more. Any other tidbits you could share with us?
Well, we may have some, so on the social media there are a number of artists and there are a number of personalities that will be there, but there are also some surprises that we cannot list based on other engagements. But yeah, it's really going to be an amazing event. It's not about money, that's why it's $50 for the ticket. It's really about making a statement. So we really want to encourage our families to stand up with our men. Sometimes we're very conscious about women's health, and women feel comfortable to speak about it. As a nation, we endorse it and support it, but there's a silence, and that's why we want to thank TTT for helping us illuminate the conversation, because that is where we have to go in the 2023 kind of world. We need to be a little more brave, a little more bold about men's health, and it's okay. It's okay to be tested. So grateful for the sponsors like Ansi McCall. Most definitely they would have come on in a big way as a corporate entity, and all their sub-companies, Carib Construction Center through Berger, and Abel Clay, and Ansa Motors through Ford, and Gastura, a number of supporters.
I was just about to ask what the investment has been like from corporate Trinidad, because, you know, many times with these events, we tend to see that there is a push behind it. So the support is necessary. So we know that corporate Trinidad is invested, and that's beautiful for the community. Now, what about the gentlemen who are playing? How easy was it to get them on board? Not just for the game, because I feel like the game is an easy draw, but the conversation particularly. How did that go?
It wasn't necessarily easy, because it is a tabooish kind of conversation, but the reality is even some of our players would have had personal experiences with that, and would have had personal experiences with their dads and their uncles and themselves. So by doing that, a number of persons who we were not aware of, who were struggling or fighting with that emotionally, came forward silently and said, I have to be involved in this. I have to stand with this. And it started to unearth a conversation and a movement that we didn't even know exists, which gives us more impetus to drive. Because if in that small space we are uncovering so much that people just walk around silently, you can imagine as a wider national community who can be impacted to come out and speak, to come out and experience that other men going through the same thing. Other men have to deal with their dad passing away prematurely and says nothing, we just come back to work like normal. So it is an opportunity for our nation to see our strong, athletic superstars artists all are normal humans like us, and it is okay to be tested. It's okay to know our status.
That is absolutely true. Everybody is just a human being. Ian, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
I know it's going to be a great success. I'm looking forward to having you back on the show again.
Nice, most definitely. Make sure and come and shake a little leg.
For sure, definitely. Cool. Trinidad and Tobago, that's Ian Haywood Jr., chairman of A-Class Group of Companies, talking about the Altruistic Benefit Cup that's happening on the 3rd of December. Bring your family and your friends and be a part of the change. And be a part of the Now Morning Show, because your birthdays are coming up right after these messages.
Blessings on blessings on blessings.